Cubs fans, brace yourselves, because what I'm about to tell you will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about this 2025 season. Right now, as we speak, there are three massive developments brewing in Wrigleyville that could completely reshape the Cubs' championship hopes. And I'm not talking about small adjustments here. We're talking seismic shifts that have the front office burning the midnight oil and fans across Cubs Nation holding their breath. Picture this: a closer who was supposed to be our salvation, but might be packing his bags sooner than anyone expected. A young speedster who's literally rewriting Cubs history with every stolen base. And a blockbuster trade scenario that could either make or break our World Series dreams. The tension is so thick at 1060 West Addison that you could cut it with a Louisville slugger. Here's what's keeping me up at night, Cubs fans, and what should be keeping you glued to your screens too. Our bullpen situation has gone from hopeful to heartbreaking faster than a Javi Baez swing and miss. Meanwhile, we've got a kid in center field who's making Frank Chance roll over in his grave with envy. And our front office is eyeing moves that could either cement our place as NL Central champions or leave us wondering what if for another long winter. Smash that like button right now if you're ready for this emotional roller coaster. And don't forget to subscribe, because Cubs fans deserve to know the truth about what's really happening behind those ivy-covered walls. The first bombshell? It involves $30 million, 2 All-Star appearances, and a decision that might happen faster than a Wrigley wind gust changes direction. Cubs fans, remember when we traded for Ryan Pressly and thought we'd finally solved our closer nightmare? Remember that feeling of relief knowing we had a 2-time All-Star coming in to lock down those 9th innings? Well, hold on to your Cubs caps, because that dream is turning into our worst fear, and the front office might be ready to cut bait faster than you can say, "Go Cubs, go." Pressly has been nothing short of a disaster in a Cubs uniform, posting a brutal 4.71 ERA that makes even the most optimistic Cubs fan want to hide behind their W flag. 4 saves in 21 innings? That's not closer material. That's batting practice for opposing hitters. Every time Counsell brings him in for a high-leverage situation, we're all holding our breath, and not in a good way. It's like watching a car accident in slow motion, except the car is our playoff hopes, and the accident happens every other game. The most gut-wrenching part? Houston knew what they were doing when they shipped him our way. They saw the writing on the wall, and we walked right into their trap, with $30 million and championship dreams in our eyes. Now our beloved Cubs are stuck with a closer who can't close and a contract that's looking uglier by the day. Paul Magno from Chi City Sports isn't pulling punches either. He's saying what every Cubs fan is thinking, but afraid to say out loud. Pressly might be gone before the trade deadline, possibly even sooner. Our deep playoff aspirations can't afford to keep rolling the dice with a reliever who's become more liability than asset. But here's where this story gets even crazier. Cubs fans, while our bullpen dreams are crumbling, there's a kid in center field who's literally making Cubs history every single time he takes the field. Speaking of making history, let's talk about the phenomenon that is Pete Crow-Armstrong, because this kid isn't just stealing bases. He's stealing our hearts and rewriting the Cubs record books one swipe at a time. 21 stolen bases leading the entire National League. Cubs fans, we haven't seen speed like this at Wrigley since 1903, when Frank Chance was terrorizing opposing catchers. Think about that for a second. It's been 122 years since a Cubs player stole 60 bases in a season. That's not just a drought, that's a generational curse that PCA might finally be ready to break. This kid started the season on fire with 12 steals in his first 27 games, then decided to flex his power muscles with 9 home runs over the next 27. Now, he's back to his stealing ways with 7 more bags in just the last 6 games without getting caught once. The beauty of watching Pete Crow-Armstrong isn't just in the stolen bases. It's in the complete transformation of how opposing teams have to approach every Cubs at-bat when he's on base. Pitchers are rattled, catchers are paranoid, and middle infielders are cheating towards second base before the pitch even leaves the mound. That's the kind of pressure that championship teams are built on. But here's what's got me and every Cubs fan I know buzzing with excitement. If PCA keeps this pace, he won't just break Frank Chance's 67 steal record, he'll obliterate it. We're watching history unfold right before our eyes, Cubs fans. And it's happening in a season where every stolen base could be the difference between October baseball and another winter of maybe next year. Yet while Pete Crow-Armstrong is writing his name in Cubs legend, our front office is plotting moves that could either secure our championship destiny or leave us regretting missed opportunities for years to come. Cubs fans, here's where everything comes together in the most crucial way possible. Because while we're dealing with bullpen headaches and celebrating stolen base records, Jed Hoyer and the front office are eyeing the kind of blockbuster move that could define this entire franchise for the next decade. The Arizona Diamondbacks are teetering on the edge of being sellers, and Zach Gallen or Merrill Kelly could be wearing Cubs pinstripes before the trade deadline dust settles. This isn't just about adding another arm to the rotation. This is about admitting that our championship window is right now, and we can't afford to waste it. Gallen, despite his rough 5.13 ERA this season, is only 2 years removed from finishing third in Cy Young voting. Kelly, at 36, is proving age is just a number, with his 3.78 ERA and veteran savvy. Either one of these Diamondbacks aces could be the missing piece that transforms our rotation from good enough to World Series caliber. But here's the reality check that's keeping Cubs fans awake at night. The Cardinals and Brewers aren't sitting idle. They're surging up the NL Central standings while we're trying to figure out if Ryan Pressly can find the strike zone and praying Pete Crow-Armstrong's magic continues. Every day we wait to make a move is another day our division rivals get closer to stealing our dreams. The front office knows what's at stake, with PCA potentially making Cubs history and our bullpen situation demanding immediate attention. This trade deadline isn't just about improving the roster. It's about proving to Cubs Nation that we're serious about bringing another championship to Chicago. Hit that like button if you believe the Cubs need to make this move happen. Subscribe if you want to stay ahead of every Cubs development. And drop a comment telling me which pitcher you'd rather see in Cubs blue. Cubs fans, we're at the crossroads of destiny and disappointment. With Pete Crow-Armstrong stealing bases like it's 1903, Ryan Pressly potentially stealing our closer confidence, and Zach Gallen or Merrill Kelly possibly stealing our hearts in a Cubs uniform. This season could be remembered as the one where everything changed. Are you ready to watch history unfold at Wrigley Field? Tentar novamente o Claude puede cometer erros. Confira sempre as respostas.